Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku's Showboat. Hopefully I sound somewhat okay today. Did a little bit of modification to my audio. Attempted to do modification and then had to fix said modification, and things probably will be a little bit more dynamic than they were before. I think in my effort to increase compression, as in getting all of the sound levels balanced between speaking quietly and speaking loudly, I overdid it a lot, and then I think overdid it on the opposite end. So it's always a an issue. Audio is the hardest possible thing to ever comprehend. This past weekend, as I load up the game, and today I am wearing a Umbreon shirt that's getting green screened out for whatever reason, even though it's supposed to be black. It's actually greenish rather than black. So it's getting partially green screened. This Umbreon staring directly into your soul. Over this past weekend, I cleaned my office behind me as the game loads. Thank you for loading, game. So I got like the vast majority of the stuff out. I vacuumed. It's great. So hopefully, after doing all that cleaning and after vacuuming and getting all the crevices that I could get to, even like among all of the stuff under my desk, I got the attachment on the vacuum, went and got all the corners, all the deep stuff in corners, and all the like old cat hair and stuff that's been there since Cole was around. Just ages and ages and ages. Hopefully I won't be as allergies as I have been. Ideally, that's part of the point of doing the vacuuming and the cleaning, is so that I'm not suffering from the allergies as much. At least, for what good just doing this room does. I do spend the most amount of my time in this room and the rest in my bedroom, so of course that being the next room to clean, but it being somewhat open air around the entire house will need to be cleaned ultimately to fully potentially get rid of all of my allergies. And that will be a process. A major process. I did take the opportunity to rearrange some of the furniture. You probably won't be able to see it, but behind the curtain, we have this guy now. That guy used to be on the other side of the room, but yeah, now I have it there. It's glorious. It's beautiful. It's got the collector's edition of Xenoblade Chronicles X that I have never actually played up there. Yes, that is a box of Hey You Pikachu with all the stuff in it and several other game type things. If I can move out of the way, there's all of the everything green screened out. But yeah, that's now behind me directly. And of course the little black peeking in, that's the piano. We do have the piano. That's there, it's working. Everything is sorted out at this point in time in the office. It's rather nice. Let's lower this just a little bit. And there we go. It's time. Meow! Ollie? Ollie just meowed at me. Ollie? What's the matter? Yeah, I know you don't have as much stuff to climb anymore. Where's my Ollie? Complaining to me. Cats are energetic right now and meowing and just complaining. They want to play. Speaking of play, I did a couple things off screen. We were in the midst of King Coaster's royal decree. We're actually going to finish this rather quickly at the start here. Because off-screen, I went and I designed 2 roller coasters in sandbox mode that I believe meet the requirements for the roller coasters in this scenario. If they don't, I will be extremely upset because the big one in particular, yeah, this thing, you're gonna die. The big one in particular took days. And that's this guy right here. This is a quote-unquote looping coaster. It does not loop at all. There are no loops that this coaster performs. It is simply an airtime coaster. I just need a place that I can plop it and run its initial test. Gotta make sure we're within the bounds of the map. Okay. We just need to test it. And it should give me the exact stats. Now, we're gonna look at the results and we're gonna actually take a closer look at this thing. Yes, these bumps, this mess is required. It's absolutely required. I might need to connect the entrance, but we shall see what actually counts towards this last requirement here. So we needed a roller coaster of at least 8 excitement, 5 fear at most, with an average speed of 16 meters per second, and a big drop of 100 meters. Okay, why did that not proc? $100, 16, greater than 8, less than 5. I think we need to, quote-unquote, finish the ride by attaching a cue to it. So let's... That's a wide path you've got there. Success! We got the gold. Now all we need is the silver. So this thing in particular, we're going to set game speed to normal and ride the ride. It's currently not at the beginning of the ride, but yeah, I would say look away if you are prone to motion sickness at this point in time, because yeah, we're going up and up and up and over and up and downs. It's a lot of up and downs. And yes, there are some points on this that have trim brakes, all in the means of stat manipulation. This ride is nothing but stat manipulation, just to try to get the excitement high and fear low. What makes this particular roller coaster difficult is the 100-meter drop, because you've got a lot of speed to trim off in this particular roller coaster and finish the ride without falling below 16 meters per second average, while also trying to keep the fear less than 5. It's difficult to do that. It's very difficult to do that. Especially when people don't really care about, like, none of the loops and things are actually exciting. They probably are when planned out well. It's just, you need to have them done well. so that you actually get airtime on all those loops. But this is just very simple negative vertical G moments wherever I can to increase excitement. And that's really all these little bumps and stuff here at the end does, is it gives a bit of negative Gs as we get into the station here, just to increase the average. That's all I was trying to do. Increase the average excitement, decrease the average fear throughout this. And this took... When I got to the point where I made it a steel coaster, it didn't take quite as long, but it still took the bulk of a day. There was a day of mucking about with a hybrid steel wood coaster design that just, I failed miserably. So just to get to this point, like 2 days playing this game. Just to get to that point. Now, I am, in fact, not going to have that roller coaster. We have, like, infinite cash at the moment. I don't really care about the park, as it were. I care about the rides. The other design, which I have called the bump, it's smaller, but this is the other roller coaster. Doesn't exceed 18 meters per second max speed, and has at least 5 seconds of airtime. This roller coaster actually has over 5.5 seconds of airtime. Just hit a path there, and you are considered done. So we now have to test this ride. We'll ride the ride. This is a Looney Tunes ride, something like that, for all ages. It goes up rather slowly, up the initial hill, but it has like 5+ cars at a time, and each car holds 8 people, so it's very high volume, and a pretty quick ride, all things considered. It's just a small initial drop, and a series of little hills to get the little bump out of the seat. Even on the turn, just little bumps all over. G-forces are what they are. Excitement and speed is what it is. Let's actually turn the game down a little bit on the audio there. This is a very loud ride. And, yeah. You can see the other cars coming in. The insanity of this particular ride is that it has 8.2 excitement rating. Its max speed is 17 meters per second. It's not that high on prestige for whatever reason. I would need to add, like, additional scenery, I think, to get the most prestige out of it, but 8.2, 4.73, and 2.24 nausea with 5.5 seconds of airtime. Now, I can show the vertical G-force heat map on here. And yeah, there are spots of purple where it's pretty high. But all these little blue zones, where it's blue right there, that's negative G-force, vertical G-force, and that is, quote-unquote, airtime. It does hit it briefly here, and here, negative 0.92, but basically every single time on these bumps, it could be better, but every single time on each one of these little bumps where you see that little bit of blue and that white and blue, those are moments that count towards the airtime, and that is every moment where excitement peaks. Excitement goes way, way up with airtime. It goes down a bit right here because I'm pretty sure that that's got some G-forces there, or just the speed is low coming off of the hill by comparison to everything else. Fear is... yeah. So, that's a thing that I built, along with the other thing that I built myself by hand. This ride literally took me minutes after finishing the other one. I was shocked. This was less like 15 minutes, not even, to build this thing after the previous one. Because, well, the previous one taught me a lot about how the game actually handles the excitement rating. So I was like, oh yeah, sure. We'll just not have a massive drop and control the speed through these airtime hills all the way through. And it doesn't matter how ugly it looks, as long as it has stats. And it's the stats that matter. And we now have all 3 stars on this map. So we shall, in fact, save the King Coaster map and exit to main menu and move on to the final scenario. Dink. Are we live? We have successfully connected. We are, in fact, back. Streamlabs hiccuped. I do apologize. But sometimes Streamlabs is Streamlabs, OBS, and it decides, hey, we're gonna do a complete window refresh, and I don't care if you're streaming, but we're gonna reset your stream while we're at it. We're gonna disconnect and have to reconnect again by doing this refresh. Why do we need to do a refresh? I don't know. It just does the thing. It refreshes. It's been doing that since the beginning of time. Anyway, next scenario set. We have Miss Elly's Diner. Start the scenario. Let's go. Let's do this thing. The final set. And by the way, after we finish the final set of scenarios, we are going to begin a challenge map on hardest and see what happens. I might just immediately fail on hardest difficulty. Okay. Welcome to the park. We have a park entrance that is a roadway that people walk down. What is the boundary for the park? All the way out here. So we have a gargantuan map to play around with. People can come in from 2 sides of the map. The bound of this map is just huge. Where's the... Hold on. Where does my park begin, even? Where's the dotted line? Excuse me? Where is the dotted line? There is a dotted line. I see the dotted line. Here is the dotted line. We're going to set the time to day so we can actually see things. I'm going to follow this dotted line. It goes here. So this dotted line signifies the exact boundary of the map that we can build in. So we have all of this. Game, what have you done? What have you done? You have given me all of this, all of this, all of this, and all of this to play around with in this scenario. Movie coaster here. Diner and restaurant. Okay, we've got It's a Pizza Pen. It's a Pizza Pen and Mexcellente. Huh. It's a hot dog squad. What? First aid is there. Oh god, hello. There are 2 Monsieur Frites and a Street Fox coffee on the side. Ironically, there is no Pizza Pen in there. There's no Pizza Pen. There's restrooms. There's a Gulpy Energy. Over here, we've got information, which is closed, a Looney Balloons, and a Hat's Fantastic. Well, the Hat's Fantastic is going to die. Goodbye. As is the information kiosk. That'll go. The Looney Balloons, right outside of the roller coaster exit, is the best placed shop I have ever seen. From the start. What the hell do you play? Huh. Interesting. What are our objectives? We need to get a park rating of 1500. That's pretty high. That is pretty high. We need to get 1700 guests with 90% average guest happiness. And we need to pay off all of our loans. We start with a $10,000 loan that we will pay $500 a month on, and we have no other loan source. We do start with 10 grand. We could immediately pay off the loan and deal with not having the money. Can I make a profit off of what I have here? I don't know. Unfortunately, this thing is locked. It's advertising Pizza Pen, and it doesn't even have a pizza parlor. It's advertising coffee, so it's got the coffee at least. Now, it has a hot dog squad instead of a Pizza Pen. Like, what? And do I have immediate access to a chief beef? I do. It would be so much better with a chief beef. Hello, and welcome to the stream today. We have the coffee. We have these Monsieur Frites over here. Like, this coffee is not going to sell anything with that Gulpy Energy on the other side. I see no point to any of these existing. So if I could delete them, I would. Unfortunately, this item is locked. So you're forced into having these. What I am going to do is fire the staff assigned to them immediately. Those things way off in the middle of nowhere are useless. Completely and totally useless. Alright. We have a roller coaster. The Monster. The 66er. This roller coaster is classic, so we don't have to worry about a loss of prestige due to age-related reputation. It has 100% Q scenery rating. Does it have trigger sequences? It does not. So I will first need to add a couple random trigger sequences. Is there anything to trigger? Yes, there's plenty. All it cares is that the triggers exist. That there's stuff that you can trigger the lights on the cars. Well, that's funny. You can trigger the lights on the cars. They can flash their lights off and on. Wonderful. Oh, and it's triggering the thingy too. You started Newlius after watching my videos. Just getting the plastic gave you a headache from the byproducts? Well, fortunately enough, the thing does give you the valves, the auxiliary valves, as well as the ability to build chimneys to get rid of those byproducts. Eventually, you will want to use those byproducts for other things as well, but you do have the ability to get rid of the excess byproducts, of which there's going to be excess of everything. What I had an issue with was we don't have anything to do with the sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide? Yes, that is the word. Solids that you end up with. Like, I don't care about the fluids. We can get rid of the fluids. We cannot really get rid of the solid. So that needs to go in a big chest for the moment. I think that's just done. We don't... By adding trigger sequences here, we don't need to add anything. We have average downtime, so we're going to set that to every 10 minutes on an inspection. We've got 1174. 1174. Average track scenery rating, so that can get pushed up higher. It exceeds G-force limits. Ew. Ew. And I mean, the ultimate solution to avoiding stuff with Factorio, if you want to really get rid of something, is to shoot it with a gun. Shoot the box with a gun and destroy the box and all of its contents. And just replace the box. Don't do that with the large box, though, that you start the game with, because you can't make any more of those. You can make more of the smaller boxes. But I don't know if you can even make ammo. Guns and ammo. I wasn't really paying attention. Heat map. Show me the vertical. Ew. Yeah, so something tells me that right there, and right there, and right there, that's a problem. How about lateral Gs? Oh, gosh, that's a little on the high side. But not that... Oh, gosh. The tolerance for lateral Gs is a lot lower than the vertical Gs. Getting thrown against the side of the thing that you're in is, not kind. I don't know if there's any guns in Newlius. I haven't looked. It would be great if there were, but there might not be. This is not a big enough path. I mean, this is fine, this natural walkway, allowing a whole bunch of people in, especially since this is a great spot, fantastic spot to place a chief beef. And we have the Gulpy energy over there, but we can always use more energy. Speaking of which, we need to get all of our
stuff priced accordingly. I think I'll need to connect the path here or something. We don't want people to have to go all the way around to get to restrooms and stuff. Oh yeah, I have to charge $1. I have to charge $1 to use the restrooms. Number one thing I would change in a Planet Coaster 2. This I need to be able to default across all saves. Like, this whole entire process, I need to be able to change the default setting. And just have, like, a button off to the side saying, hey, reset to, like, the game defaults. But I really need to be able to have all of this done ahead of time. This is a lot of buttons to push. Or just like a extras, all, like just an all section on extras to have all of them enabled to a specific single setting to a lot. And let me modify the thingies. Like that would be nice. The Gulpy Energy, a lot. I haven't checked if there's any benches. There's benches. We need to delete all of the benches. We need to, remove from the face of existence every single bench. Gulpy Energy, 750 and 1150. You, 165. Who else is still open? Who else is open? Other attractions and shops. So this guy, right, I didn't actually pay much attention. The Prestige is 1174. So that means I can charge upwards of $35 for you. I'll bring it to $34.50 for now. This Street Fox coffee no longer should have a vendor, nor should this Monsieur Frites. This guy can get paid more. The Looney Balloons, right, we need all of the balloons, and the balloons are $10.50 each. There you go. Enjoy the balloons. Balloons are great. Now, as for the Mexcellente and the Hot Dog Squad, I'll keep... what? Let me review my notes here, because I have a few notes. Somewhere. Burgers, sushi, ribs, Mexican, then hot dogs. So the Mexcellente will be the one that I prefer here. Over the hot dogs. The hot dogs will unfortunately stagnate a little bit, being right next to the more popular Mexcellente. This is just overall guest preference shenaniganry applied across the board here. So the Mexcellente's tacos are 14. And the Taco Grande is 19. Vendor gets paid $165. The Hot Dog Squad, I will keep because it's not among the worst performing on here. So we'll keep all this with a lot of extras. Did I assign a lot of extras on those tacos? I better have. I better have. And the fries are among the worst performing, so that's why I immediately close them. They're out of the way, and no one wants them. Literally no one wants fries, for whatever reason. They never do. Hot dogs. This one is 13. Jumbo is 18. Yes, $18 for a jumbo-sized hot dog. Thou shalt pay immense amounts of money for all of that. And I also closed the Street Fox coffee because unfortunately, or closed, I got rid of the vendor. Just because, for whatever reason, the guests in this game, they don't like coffee. They don't like coffee. Fun thing from the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise, at least in the early games, I forget whether it was in 1 or 2 or both. Climate played a role in customer drink preferences. The weather played a role. So if it was hot, if the map was a hot map, people wouldn't want hot drinks like coffee. They would want colder drinks like iced teas. If it was a cold map, they would want hotter drinks like coffees and hot chocolates, as an example. So that was totally a mechanic in early Roller Coaster Tycoon games, and the game would actually keep track on the like UI. It would tell you the current temperature, and then of course there was also actual weather, rain. That was rain, and anytime it would rain, the guests would flock to your information kiosks to buy umbrellas. So if you had a map where it wouldn't rain, there was no point selling umbrellas. But if you had a map that was really rainy, you wanted to make sure that you have umbrellas available for the guests. Here, it seems to be sunny at all times. And there's no umbrellas. If there's ever the Planet Coaster 2, which there will be a Planet Coaster 2, like that, there's no question there will be a Planet Coaster 2. Not anytime soon. They're a little bit busy making Jurassic World Evolution 2 at the moment for whatever strange reason. Contracts is the reason. But if there's ever, when there's a Planet Coaster 2, I would like to see the addition of weather brought into the game with like umbrellas being sold, just a little bit more nostalgia thing. Weather would be great. On top of all the other like upgrades to the Cobra engine that they're using for this game, their in-house game engine. I think it's in-house. The updates that have been made since the release of this game. That would be really nice to see. Just an extra little element of complexity. I think I'm done. I think I'm done here. The restrooms must be $1 synchronized across the park. No small attractions. I don't have any DLC for hotels or restaurants or any of that. So yeah, we don't have any DLC. So sad, no DLCs. Who is this? Well, it's me, and I didn't really ever pay much attention to the random stuff with this game after it released. There is a display sequencer. Activate only on trigger. Huh. Oh, it shines a light on the billboard. I think. Whatever. I'm not gonna play around with that. What I do... Speed limit 66. Ahem. Ahem. The obvious edit there is obvious. Does this game have blueprints? Yes, it does. Yes, it does have blueprints for every tracked ride. So, the track rides have blueprints, and the coasters have blueprints. This game has Steam Workshop support, so there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of shared ride blueprints on the Steam Workshop that are available. And buildings, this entire category, scenery buildings, is available to share on the Steam Workshop. You can get the blueprints that other people have made for various scenery objects in the form of buildings and other blueprints for scenery. And shop buildings, actual blueprints for shop buildings with a whole bunch of added scenery and such. All of that exists and is available, and there's an entire section for everything that you've downloaded / made yourself. I have made these roller coasters. I can't afford airtime. I can afford the bump. What's my research look like? I need the ATM. Tight inversions. All about airtime. Reborn to loop. Redouble the fun. Back and forth. Natural materials. What is the description of Looney Turns? Because I want to be able to make that one. I don't remember. But that is a lot of investment to unlock it, though. We'll get this one. Yes, keep it at minimum over 90 days. And let's look at flat rides. We start with the big wheel, Insanity, Psychola, Teacups, Venetian Carousel, Whirly Rig, and Wild Blue. Just a basic selection here. Of which the Insanity I think is the most profitable. Let me bring up my cheat sheet section. The Insanity, yeah, that's worth a rot. A rot? Yes, a rot. A lot. The Psychola, not anything. The Teacups isn't really that great profit-wise. The Carousel is very profitable. Whirly Rig, not. Wild Blue is sorta. Big Wheel, ahem. Nah. Nah. It takes way too long. Way too long to cycle. Yeah, so research is not necessarily installments. It is a continuous spend to that value each month. And there is a research cost, a total cost of 3,000. So in this case, it will take 3 months to pay off that 3 grand, and we could do it in 1 month. So there is no immediate pop on research. It has a minimum wait time. For the ATM, we can pay 500 a month, but it only takes 250, so it takes half a month to do the research. And we want to be able to have ATMs. That's a lot of cash that will be available. These trees are in my way. Oh well. Let's go ahead and stick this ride on the other side of the roadway here. Yes. Yes. We must have this somewhere, ideally close to my quote-unquote plaza areas. We'll put this here. Entrance will be there. Exit will be there. The path. I have no idea what type of path that is, but it is some sort of asphalt. Ah, there we go. It is this one, a standard asphalt path. Somehow with yellow lines. Okay, whoever did the lines, like the person in charge of this, they really did not do this right. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Nah. 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 Mm-mm. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Someone needs a slap for that. Someone needs to be slapped for that. And they made these locked, so you can't fix them either. Oof. Oh, that's annoying. I mean, I get it. They're not curved, and this is a curve. Why would you want a no passing straight line here? I mean, yeah, semi-realistic, but still. If we look underneath, these lines are ginormous, extra-large rectangles that go into the ground. Immersion is dead. Oh, there's another one. Hello. You need to be fixed. There you go. You are fixed. Are there more? I think I have fixed my speed limit signs. I do believe I have fixed it. Yes, mildly infuriating. Like, why did you do that? Why? It's because they're trying to do perfectly straight lines on a curve, and it doesn't need it. Also, mildly infuriating. This points there. This is way off compared to this. Talk about a little bit more than wildly infuriating. I can't really draw a good, like, it's just not right. It's just not right. They didn't put any care at all into this design. It's like, oh yeah, we want it to look like a road. An asphalt road. Well, let me tell you something. This is supposed to be a remote area. A remote area in the Midwest. Ain't no highway that clean. That dark black asphalt color in the middle of nowhere. There is no fresh pavement that looks like this in the middle of nowhere. Also, those totally look like African trees, not US stuff. Why? Why do I say that this is like US? Because the mascot, when you look at the sets, the planet has the mascots on it for each set. And the mascot for this set is on the United States in the Midwest. So this scenario set takes place in the US in the Midwest. So, why are there acacia trees here? These are not native to the US. They're also missing the thorns. Acacia trees are thorned. Why you know thorn? I mean, yeah, you have the general shape. You have the general shape, but you don't have any of the thorns. Like, the whole point of acacia trees is they're thorned. Anyway. Let's get our entrance queue. Yes, completely unplayable. Utterly. I think that's good enough. Insanity. What is your stupid set? What do I need for an insanity again? I never remember. Oh, it's blah. Loop. Huh? Double loop, double loop, loop. Reverse loop, reverse double loop, reverse double loop, reverse loop. Ta-da! Set you to test. Get my glorious flamethrower bursts. Hey, it's the return of the flamethrower bursts. I'm so happy. King Coaster scenario didn't have flamethrower bursts, and it made me very upset. How you looking? 100%. Thank you. Just for completeness sake, trigger some explosions. Is there a grid? So, when placing rides, you don't really have access to a grid per se. No, you don't. Not when placing rides. You have an advanced move tool that will let you build exactly where you want your ride, but if you want a grid, the only thing that can be done as a grid is something like this, where you're building with paths. So you have to first place a path, and you define a grid around a path. So let me grab a generic path here. We can set angle snapping on it, so there's at least that. So if we draw a straight line, there's a button to select grid that you can select off of that, and then you can build additional path on this perfect grid. But there is no, as far as I'm aware, global grid that you can just align to. When placing like rides and stuff. I wish there were. I wish there was a global grid to build along, but I think part of the design philosophy for this game, the design principles, was that it's supposed to be free build. Just build where you want. Try to make it as clean as you want on the paths, but in terms of actual ride placement, you have complete control over where things are and go. Okay. Speaking of rides, I want to build... which is more profitable, the Wild Blue or the Carousel? The Carousel. So, oddly enough, the Carousel is actually more profitable than a Wild Blue is. So we're gonna place the Carousel. I'm gonna do the entrance around here. The exit right there. Connect the entrance. There you go. Venetian Carousel. You spin fast like 9 times or something like that. Yes, 9 times. Spinning fast. Fast, fast, fast. Gotta go fast on the Venetian Carousel. Okay, we want our good friend, the Flamethrower Burst, on this children's ride. We want our paths to be lined with Flamethrower Bursts. That as people wait, they get to see the massive explosions of flames. Ahem. Trigger. Alright, go ahead and test that. Let time pass so that I can get access to the ATM. That would be great. Also accrue money and guests and all of that. Other staff. Hold on. Who do I have? You're fine, actually. Okay. We are, in fact, good. There is a point to make that I don't need either of these shops open yet. Because I don't have any attractions near this area. So I will close those. The only unfortunate part, even though they are closed, is that I don't know if the vendor still exists. Despite being closed. Let me look at my vendor list. Wandering. Yep. They still exist and get paid while your shops are closed. Well, that sucks. You're fired. You're fired. You have $11.95. People will absolutely pay $35 to ride you. You have 1,100. People are going to pay... I'm going to charge them $32 for you. These rides are now open for business. Okay, then I need to finish unlocking the ATM. I've achieved a ride rating of 450. Huzzah! We've done the thing. I find it odd that the more money you have, the higher your park rating. Just your park balance, how much money you have access to at the moment, gives you higher park rating. That's great. This scenario is not based around profit, meaning that it is very much going to require marketing to attain our desires. Here, I want beautiful thrill rides. They make me loads of money. So we lost 182.90 in the previous month. Because why? Because we started the game at the end of the month. And didn't have the rides open yet. We are currently profiting. This is glorious. Now I need to build the ATMs. Beautiful, glorious ATMs. They are absolutely worth every single penny. Let me build you. Oh yeah, I have to delete all the... I need to delete the benches. I need to delete all of the benches. Demolish. 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 Why must I delete all of the benches? Because the existence of benches kills off demand for Gulpy energy, in particular. If there's no benches available, people will flock to the Gulpy energy. If there's benches existent anywhere in the park, people would rather go to there to get free energy back than to pay for energy. So, yeah, I just need to hunt down and find every single bench and delete them from the face of existence, and then people will pay immense amounts of money for energy drinks. They will give me all of their money for the energy drinks. My god, this thing is huge. This line to build along is just massive. We definitely will want to make use of that space as best as possible. Interesting. We do need a lot of guests. Like, this park can fit a lot of people in it with these really wide roadway path going on. Yes, none shall sit. What's also ruthless is that people have to pay an entire $1 to use the restroom. Every single guest that walks into the restroom pays me $1. So unless you have money, none shall. They shall not just not sit, they shall not. Not without paying me money to do so, anyway. How are we doing over here? Very, very, very popular. Balloons are exceedingly popular. They are the most popular. I made $6,000. I need a security guard or two. There were thefts. We shall not have thefts. Who else shall join me? Wild Blue shall join me. Now, Wild Blue is going to be placed over here with an entrance on this side, an exit on this side, and then I'm going to open up the Mexcellente over here and put in a real drink shop. Gulpy Energy a bit closer. Just a little bit closer. Let's attach the queue. Come on. There. Yeah, fine. You do main sequence 4 times. And you have to test because of it. There shall be flamethrower bursts. So it was building... It's curved here. It's a curved path, so it was trying to snap to a curved path at the best possible location. There is a little bit of a curve. Okay, that should be 100%. Yes, it is. Add triggers. Just for fun. Done, done. Go, go. Do your thing. Start your test. Oh, hey, I can pay off that loan now. Enjoy. I have paid off the loan. Well done. Well done. Enjoy the ride of the Valkyries. The Valkyries must ride. Spin, spin, spin. Okay, 11-13. They're gonna pay 33 to ride this ride. Folks are gonna need an ATM. The ATM on the side of the road. They're also gonna need a Gulpy Energy. Who I will build right here. Enjoy. You are in fact open, and then I will open the Mexcellente. I need to hire a bro. No vendor available. Yes, I need to hire a vendor. There you go. Enjoy your pay. For the moment. Don't know if it'll make any money. Probably won't. Most likely won't. Until I add even more stuff around here. Oh, some people are going to the Mexcellente. That's neat. And there is a Gulpy Energy over here. It is losing me money. We are bronze. You are, in fact, losing money. So you're closed. And you're fired. How are we looking? How many guests do we have? 854. Looking good, looking good. Research ready? Not yet. We can actually speed up the research now. Multiple staff members have a high workload. Oh, noes! Hello, Ave. Welcome. Workload, workload, workload. You and you. There we go. Yes, on a firing spree. I've fired a majority of the vendors that originally existed in this park. I am going to need to build a first aid. A first aid somewhere around here. Please, angle snap. Done. And I will need to hire another janitation staff. You get paid 135 base. Yes, Ave, you weren't here, so you've missed my roller coasters that I designed. Ah, the kickflip. Good. Good. You missed the roller coasters that I had designed off-screen to fulfill the requirements for King Coaster. If the coaster that we unlock here is a Looney Tunes, that would be great. If not, that would be not so great. I want to unlock Looney Turns so I can show off that particular ride. Okay, we are ready to reveal Anubis. Wonderful. Next. Oh no, we might not even have that as an option this time. It depends. Might not even have it as an option. That would suck. Oh well. Eventually I'll have enough money for ahem. Yeah, I wanted to show the bump. It's rather cheap, but it has an excitement rating of 8.2, a fear of 4.73, and a nausea of 2.24. This ride is a Looney Tunes. It's relatively short. It does not exceed. Well, its max speed is 17 meters per second on this little ride. 17 meters per second max. And it meets the silver requirement for the King Coaster stuff. And I built it. It's just a series of bumps up and down. So is airtime. Mechanic. Fixing breakdown. Okay. That's an unfortunate loss of cash on that insanity there. So I do want to build airtime, because it's still a roller coaster of 8 excitement and less than 5 fear. Many guests are in fact thirsty. Thirsty, thirsty. Aha! Let me get a little bit of a buffer so I can actually build paths. That would be great. Give me about 22. What is this? The hammer swing. The hammer swing. Okay. Where is the cube? I would love a cube. Cube would be awesome. That would be, like, infinite money. So for this particular scenario, we need to get a scenery rating of 80. That'll just happen naturally as I try to get to 1500 park rating. And then we need 1700 guests in the park of 90 plus average happiness. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck, but anyway. Ahem. This coaster is a little big. We'll keep that there. Come on out. Let's widen. Ahem. No, I don't think that that's what I want, game. That is what I want. Very specifically. This will be tested I need to add in scenery. We must have all of the bursts. Flames must be bursting. I want to charge infinity money for this ride. Considering it took me days to get to this design. I really, really need it to be exciting and prestigious. Yeah, it took a while to get to this final design, but we shall be very happy as we go along. It just doesn't hold that many people. 20 at a time. Oh boy. Yeah, we need to charge a lot for this. I'm about to drink from my decanter. Great. So. Give me scenery. I want to add scenery over time to this. Please don't go, please don't go. There you go. Let them in. Aw. See, that's not kind. 1,260. $37. 8.01, 4.99, 2.2 nausea. It has a average speed of 16 precisely, and a biggest drop of precisely 100 meters. It has what it considers to be one inversion. I don't know what is the inversion. I am unsure what it considers the inversion. I think it's this right here, because it exceeds the 90-degree angle, because it's going, yeah. I'm pretty sure this right here, this section, counts as the singular inversion, where you're going upside down. But, yeah. This thing is an ugly, ugly behemoth. Every little deformity counts. Every little trim break that I have across here, I've got a few sections of breaks just to keep the fear down. It's a monster. It's a real monster. Yeah, I have trim brakes at the bottom of the first drop to slow it down because it's just too fast. It's just too fast. What makes the design of this thing difficult is that you have to maintain that 16-meter average and have a 100-meter drop and keep the fear under 5. Like, so what with the excitement of above 8? That's easy with airtime, but the fear and the speed, balancing fear and speed is... It's just, It's annoying. It is exceedingly annoying. Here, have an ATM so you can pay the over $30 to access this ride. Also, have a Looney Balloons on the exit as you escape the ride. Buy a balloon. Also, have an energy drink. A restroom would also be decent, and a first aid. That's 2 restrooms. That's the first aid. And sure, have some food while you're at it. Why do you not thingy? Why do you have to be back there? Fine, whatever. Make sure people get paid their due. That's gonna bring people into this area, and as they leave out of this area, I need bins. Have a vomit bin. Just go ahead. Don't litter my park, please. Don't puke in the middle of the asphalt. Go to your nearest bin. Please enjoy. Hey, balloons! Green and pink! And that is my alarm to indicate that we are, in fact, halfway through today's stream. And apparently I have packages at the door to grab. Not for me, but for my mother, who is at work right now. So, gotta bring them in. I will be back from the break in just a few minutes, where we're going to wrap up this scenario, I hope. I'll be back shortly. So it has that little comment, like, subscribe scroll. You see the scroll? You see that thing? I made that thing. I made it over the weekend. That was one of my missions, as well as cleaning the office. Made that little thingy. Did the did the comment, like, subscribe, I art stuff. I did that in Inkscape and then animated it in Resolve. I have a kitty cat behind me making noises. Ollie? Is Ollie all the way up? Oh, he's... Da-da! Hello, Ollie. Hey, what are you doing up there? What are you doing up there? I just see this head poking over the... Poking over the green screen. Hi. There's not as much to climb in here, because that was what I did over the weekend, was I took the vast majority of the stuff out of this office. It's in the den. And yeah, there's now empty carpet, and I vacuumed, and I got crevice cleaning. So, hopefully that will help reduce the allergies a little bit. Hopefully, anyway. It has this morning had some impact from what I can tell. I've had fewer allergies. Those boxes, by the way, were freaking huge. Ah. I had a feeling that that's what they were. Apparently, it is a mannequin head and torso. My mother bought a mannequin head and torso. So we've got that stuff now. Anyway, let us resume and actually complete this. We have a research ready. Bolt! Okay. Tight inversions, go. I've made money, and my park rating is up a bit. A little bit. So I've mentioned that my mother wants to do reselling, right? And among the reselling is a lot of jewelry, including necklaces. Ollie. Hi. Come on. Come on. Hey, you. Come on. Get down. Come on. You can do it. Among it is necklaces, so that's part of the reason to get the mannequins, but also potentially clothing. So she wanted a mannequin for clothing and such. Ollie, are you gonna come down? He was about to push the green screen onto my back. Hey, you. If you don't come down, I'm gonna pull you down. Huh? What you doing? Oh, there's a paw. What are you doing? Hey. Come here. Ollie. Ollie. How's the boy? How's the baby? That's my baby. Yes. There's the baby. Yeah, it's my boy. That's my boy. She has way too much inventory. She needs to start selling this stuff. She hasn't sold a single thing yet online. She just keeps getting more and 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 more stuff, and isn't doing the work of actually selling it. Like, there's no point to buying a whole bunch of inventory if you're not going to sell it. So she needs to sell it. Start selling. Rather than getting more and 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 more. Because at that point, it's just... you're hoarding at that point. You've broken down again. Yo. Every 10 minutes. Do the thing. Yes, stockpiling. Stockpiling, that's taking up 20-ish boxes of non-jewelry at this point that were in the office and are now in the den, ready and waiting, plus more stuff in shopping bags from the local thrift stores by the kitchen table, plus another 4 boxes of jewelry underneath her desk in the living room. Ahem. Just a few things. What eats up the time is that she's buying these lots of jewelry. Just big bags and boxes of just a whole bunch of jewelry. Most of it is not really great. You broke down. Some of it's broken, some of it's costume jewelry, but among all of the stuff that you get in these bags, which are supposed to have been gone through first, there's often sterling silver. Sometimes there's even gold in there that gets missed in, like, the hand sorting of some of these things. Just, stuff bought from Goodwill, thrift stores, online, these lots of jewelry that come to them, say someone dies and has a bunch of jewelry that gets sent to the thrift store. There's just too much to go through. They think they've gone through all of it to pull out the real stuff, and as it turns out, there's just something in there that's actually real, and it ends up alone covering the cost of the entire bag, right? Most of the time, there is at least one item in these lots that would recover the cost of the entire bag. And then everything else is profit, pretty much, after that. The problem is you actually have to sell the things for that to be true. We got the forge. That's good. And boa. Like, I don't really see too much of a... Oh, we unlocked a new thingy there. Makes me wonder. Let's see. I need scenery. We're gonna spend our money on scenery. Da-ba. Da-ba. Just a whole bunch of randomly placed objects. I've attained a scenery rating of 80. Congrats, we are 80. What's our stuff looking like here? Show me. I never remember what page. Ah, it would help if I was looking at the correct thing. Track scenery rating says low, but it needs to get repaired. Congrats, we're repaired. And then it has to go through an entire sequence before it updates the track scenery rating. Which, theoretically, if I keep adding things, because I have 2 trigger sequences already, it should say very high. That is my other roller coaster that just broke down. Mechanics, get on it. I need to shove 1,700 warm bodies into this park. Ooh. Ooh. Research. Hey. Great. Pirate, fairy tale, and sci-fi. I can expedite it. But I'm not going to. Alright, you should have updated. 1480! I just made Ollie jump. He's laying down next to me on the desk. Yes, my Ollie. Ollie's right here. Pretty boy. Yes, the pretty boy. He likes being right next to me. It's a little bit harder for that pretty boy to get next to me, though. Because there's no... Well, there is an easy way up. He's just lazy. He doesn't like taking jumps that he can't see the destination of. So 14.8 would be a lot of money. 40... I'll charge 43.5. And that's the difference having very high track scenery rating makes. Oh, and then, of course, with the topic of reselling, we also have about 6 trash bags, actual trash bags, huge trash bags, full, ooh, that makes a lot of money, of packaging material. From the stuff that she's ordered online over time. Just a lot of packing paper, a lot of bubble wrap, and a lot of packing peanuts, unfortunately. Much to my dismay. But and I understand the desire to keep that stuff. The problem is you need places to keep this stuff. And it's not exactly... It doesn't exactly look nice being in trash bags, and there's really no other good way to store these things besides in trash bags. You don't have enough money. There's an ATM right here if you would like. This should be a mine train. It is an equalizer. Okay, yeah, that does scream 80s. That absolutely does scream 80s to me. Alright, we just about have sci-fi theme scenery. Because I don't know if you know this, but bubble wrap isn't cheap. Bubble wrap's not cheap in the slightest. Oh, you're not gonna give me other themes. I want the North Pole theme, actually. I want the North Pole. Yes, we can have a random eclectic mix of themed scenery around here. What's with all these extra downtown buildings? Where did you come from? Huh? Random power generator. What's funny is that this is a power generator, and yet this over here is a water processing plant. You see the water processing, and then this is power, quote unquote. It's the same. It's the same object, just slightly different stuff attached on the ends. We have Think Big, the sundial. Oh, great. I'm spending a lot of money on research, and I don't really need to. I just need the 1,500 park rating and 1,700 guests. So let's not really spend much more money on that, and instead get families and get adult groups. I've achieved a park rating of 1,500. I now need a park rating of 1,700. Refurbish. Refurbish these things. What my park rating plummeted just now. In part cash. Marketing bonus is 207. Scenery's 159. Multiple rides fixed. Good. Give me money. I need money. All the money. Every single little bit of money. And then I just need to build rides. Hey, we're back up to 1,539. Glorious. And I need to shove 1,700 guests in the park. Which, guests are a function of park rating. And of course, the more marketing you have, the more guests you have as well. So really, it just comes down to, at this point, making the guests happy, as well as having 1,500. So I need to look at guests to see what the thing about that is. Now, that is solved by Gulpy Energy. We need more Gulpy Energy all over the place. Gulpy, 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 Gulpy. Yes, more. More! More Gulpy Energy! All of the Gulpy Energy everywhere! And it will probably be easier to look at the staff here. Yeah, do high workload. And then look at the security guards. Let's get those guys paid properly. Look at the mechanics. They're okay. Vendors. Everyone should be getting at least 165. There you go. Enjoy. Enjoy the thirst quenchers. And energy recoverers. They cost you money. Yes, Ave, I don't think you were here when I did this, but... I deleted every single bench that the park started with. That is a coaster made of gold. the Sky Ace, huh? Oh my god, the breakdowns. You know what? I don't care about the research anymore. I'm just trying to shove in 1,700 warm bodies. And trying to get enough money for another roller coaster while I'm at it. Actually, I think I can just do it with regular rides. The Sun Flare makes a lot of money. Let me build one of these. Oh, god. Dang, that's a lot of trash. What I find hilarious is that there's no trash all the way out here. So trash impacts happiness of guests, and anyone walking in on this side is going to be unhappy walking through all the trash. Multiple shops are very busy. Yes, I understand. Who can be trained? You? But trust me when I say that this is just a temporary influx, because I built all those things, and now everyone who was thirsty is fulfilling that need. My janitation needs to be trained as well. You are okay? You know what? Add in another entertainer. We need entertainment around here. Enjoy the entertainment. Yeah, I figured this would be a small, minor, niggling issue. I thought it would be, anyway. There. Have a much bigger path to get in here. My gosh. This little plaza zone to get to that roller coaster was bottlenecked by a very, very thin pathway to this nice wide open area. It's like, no, you need to have a much, 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 much bigger path. Oh, God, refurbish that, please. I was in the middle of attempting to build a sun flare. There you go. Sun Flare. This particular ride will spin high 5 times. Yeah. Do that thing. Also, scenery, flamethrowers. Yes. Bursts. Burst, I say. Burst in flames. Ta-da! Spin! Spin, my glorious thingy. Spin! Okay, you have 803. You are going to be charging 2350 rather than 2409, just a little bit lower. Ta-da! We're now open on the Sunflare 2. I will want, of course, to have an ATM available. Or two. And let's have a restroom and a first aid. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, how are we looking? We have met the park rating. All we need is the guests. We have done the thing! And have completed our first scenario in the set. Yay! We did it! We have done the thing. The next thing. Scenario 2. Gold Mine Tower. Okay, so we have a pre-existing park that we need to fix for this particular scenario. I doubt that we're going to finish this scenario, considering we have an hour remaining in today's stream. But we shall see. Gold Mine Tower. Immediately pause. We have research available. Shall I need to research the ATM? No, I do not. Thank goodness. We have multiple thrill rides to unlock. Interesting. The state of our finances is we have a $75,000 loan, of which we have $25,000 remaining. We are at the lowest payment and can only pay at $750 a month on it. Okay. This is a function of time. Our objectives are roller coaster based. What a ride that is. Spookies in the middle of a lake. Spooky, spooky. We've got an area to build over here with pathways. Are these locked? Yes, they are. I am sad. Another area over here. Big area over here and a big area over here. So this is a interesting park with a lot of rough terrain, making it more difficult to just plop down any random old coaster. But, haha, we'll see about that. We need 1,200 guests. Period. No happiness requirements on those guests. We need a roller coaster of 6 excitement, more than 5 fear, but no more than 4 nausea. This is incredibly easy to do. Length of 1,500 meters with 5 inversions. And it must make $3,000 a month. That's fine. And then we need another one. They could be the same. 6 excitement. Oh, they cannot be the same. It's the fear value that is problematic here. So the other one needs 6 excitement, at most 4 fear. This one down here needs at least 5. These have to be separate. A length of at least 1,000 meters, with an average speed at least 11 meters per second. Average of 11. Minimum. And that must also make 3,000. I mean, that's a gimme. There's no way that roller coasters with those stats are not going to make more than 3,000 per month. Now, let's just have a look at some of these other coasters just to make sure that the hards actually meet the requirements of the previous ones. So, at least 4, at least 5, at least 4 excitement, at least 7 excitement. Length at... Aha! Length of at most 1,450 meters. Average speed at most 11 meters per second. That's doable. This one is at least 6 excitement, at least 5 fear, at least 800 meters, at most 1,450. So very similar requirements there. Average at least 13 meters per second. This again is incompatible with both of the hard roller coasters, and is incompatible with each other. So we're now looking at 4 independent roller coasters. And easy. I think we can work with easy and medium at the same time. At least 5 excitement, at least 4 fear. At most 750 meters here for these. At most 3 inversions, at least 4 inversions. At most 3 nausea. I mean, that's fine. At least 800 meters, but at most 1,450. Wow. They went out of their way for this scenario to try to get you to build 6 independent roller coasters to meet these demands, or upgrade them over time. Just rebuild them to something else. They went out of their way. So all 6 of these are mutually exclusive. There is no building one coaster that immediately meets all of the demands of all of the thingies here. And that is gonna take a while. As I pet Ollie. Yes, my baby boy. He's so comfy. Dolly, by the way, right now is in her new favorite spot, or she's at least testing the waters out for a few days now, underneath our recliner in the den. Her new hiding spot where she can take a nap underneath the recliner in the den. Underneath that recliner, it is pitch black. So she's got complete darkness under there. And the lip of the thing in the front is almost straight to the floor. So it's really hard to tell that she's there, which is exactly what she wants, I'm sure. She goes in and out through the back of the recliner, which has more clearance, but how she gets herself near the front is beyond my comprehension. She squeezes her way in and out. But what's going to be difficult is that on Friday, she needs to go to the vet to get her rabies shot. And her appointment is at noon. So that means that my mother will be leaving at about 11:30, to get to the vet, and needs to get Dolly in the carrier, which is not going to be fun if Dolly is underneath the recliner at the time. So I might need to help take a slightly earlier break on Friday to extract Dolly and get her in the cat carrier for her vet visit to get her yearly vaccine. And then the following Friday is the big boy, Elly. It's his turn the following Friday. Yes, my baby. My baby. You're my baby. You're not going to be happy. Oh boy, so lots of roller coasters is the idea in this particular park. But we've got one, though, from the start. Like, we've got one, though. So, you don't meet any of the requirements of any of the thingies. Mine Train roller coaster, of course. Very low nausea on this thing. Very low average speed. 18 meters is its biggest drop. Yet it has a vertical Gmax of 3.55. That's... Not any negative airtime moments here. 0 airtime duration. Yikes. Do you have triggers? No. And that would probably be the difference between being... That is a lot of things to trigger. Holy God. Holy. You've got a few fireworks around here. Why won't you let me confirm? Oh, because you can... Holy God, there's 641 potential objects to trigger. Confirm, go. Do the thing. Be elsewhere. Sure, right around there. After it does a cycle, it should update for me. We've got 25 grand to work with. Okay. Do I have any flat rides? I do. Oh, you gave me a Zozo. Oh, you gave me a Zozo. Okay, that's a good one. Big Wheel's not. Iron Claw. I have not ever seen this. I haven't seen this one yet. Is meh, but is money. It is money. So the prestige of Magnificent Thunder here means that we can charge upwards of $30 to ride this ride. People have to walk all the way over here to get onto this ride. And where is the queue entrance? Hold on. The queue entrance is there. Part of me is thinking to just build over the water. Yeah. I want to build over the water. Because this is like free, flat real estate, right? Completely free, flat real estate. Whoops. There you go. Zozo! The Zozo! What are we gonna have you do? A lot of stuff. Okay. Ahem. 13 total things. We're going to start with da, da, ba, da, 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 da. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then reverse spin. Wow. Well, isn't that nice? Scenery. Please have thank you. Flamethrower bursts. The glorious, beautiful flamethrower bursts. Trigger. Add. That. Confirm. I mean, realistically, you could add triggers to anything. Speaking of which, what the hell is up with all of these? Oh. When do you fire? At specific times. Yes, but when, though? But when, though? At 7 p.m. How much does that cost to launch all of those fireworks? And of course, the game starts me off at 6:26, so that we, or at the 6 o'clock hour, for you to immediately have a look at all the stuff there. Hey, let me in. I want to see the park entrance. Let me. Camera. Work with me here. I like seeing the massive open pathway here. We have lots of room for something in there. What I don't like is that there's absolutely jack all. That I don't really like. Because folks have to, you know, walk the entire way. It doesn't look like we start with any shops. We start with one mechanic. Great. Let's get some janitation staff. Some security. And let's get some shops. You know what? We'll use some blueprints. Ew. Ew. No, we're not going to use you. On second thought, we are going to place an ATM right there. We have access to basically everything, don't we? Oh, boy. Do we have benches? I don't think there's benches anywhere. Do we have benches? Do we have benches? We don't have... We do. We do have benches. Okay, you know what? Rather than hunting down all of the benches, we're going to have smoothies. Smoothies, when there's benches, are the most popular drink. Yes, smoothies, juice, and water from Pip Shot. So all the Pip Shot stuff is extremely popular. Ah, you only gave me a hats. I don't like you. You only gave me hats. No information for you. Okay, done. Restrooms. You are $1. Everyone shall pay to use my restrooms. The first aid is free. Don't worry about the first aid. And then smoothies. Lots of everything. Smoothies, how much you paying? Smoothies. $14 for everything. 14. There we go. What in the actual flying... Yo. What in this scenario is supposed to indicate that the staff are getting paid immense amounts of money? Why is the default staff price that high? Yeah. That's... Yeah, I want to pay the security guard, but 12 clicks of the button. 12 clicks of the button. My gosh. We'll see what the happiness, what happiness changes happen, but that's a lot of money for staff for no reason. Oh my god, that thing cost me $4,626 each time it runs. You. Yeah. You're gonna turn off completely. You, who costs $531 to trigger its trigger sequences. We're actually gonna delete those. We're gonna re-add triggers, but we're gonna add them over here at the flamethrower bursts that are significantly cheaper. Yeah. Yeah. All these fireworks, I'm not going to pay over $4,000 a day cycle just to launch the fireworks. Are you kidding me? I don't care how much they add to rating or scenery. There's 0 point. It's way too much. Way too much money. Well, it's a good thing I caught that, because otherwise that would have been very bad. That would have been very, 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 very bad. Anyway, I think it's time to let the game run. Potentially, unless I want to build another ride, which I don't particularly. Maybe for the Iron Claw. I have enough money to start building a roller coaster. If I so desired. I can build neither of those, which frustrates me greatly. Nothing I have made besides this thing, for whatever reason. How long are you? Relatively. Hey, do you happen to meet any requirements for anything? I wouldn't know, because I don't have the ability to see your stats beforehand. Like, that is something that they really need to change for a Planet Coaster 2. We need to be able to see blueprint statistics for the rides. That's pretty, with those lights. Oh, you are so slow. No wonder. Alright, Zozo. Doing all your stuff. I need it to be open. We made money. Good. I like making money. Making money is awesome. Boom, bang. Boom, pow. Come on, Zozo, finish your test. You take a long time. My gosh, that is a very long cycle time. Hello. What the f? That says 2008. That says 2008. I need to add benches. I need to add bins as well. That number says 2000. How many people fit on this ride? How many are in this ride at a time? Is there a way to see that information? How many riders? Why does it not tell me? Why does it literally not tell me how many people ride the ride, can ride on the ride in a cycle? It should tell me this information. It should tell me this. How many people fit inside a car? Is it 4 on each side? Is this a 16-person ride? Okay. If this is a 16-person ride, that's $960 equivalent for the ride to cycle once. The ride cycles every 266.1 seconds. Which, actually, I think this might take more than 16 people, but we'll just go with that for the moment, which would be $3.6 per second. No, it's not 2 guests per side. That would make this awful. No, I think it's like 5. Actually, 5 or 6 on each side. Yeah, I think it's 5. But we shall see. As we are opening the ride. And we can actually see the number and count the number of guests that are inside of the thing. Okay, it is actually 2. Oh, you son of a... That's 4. And magically, up top, makes it 8. Eight times 60 divided by 266.1. Is $1.80. per second of ride time. So, prestigious, but ultimately not that great. This has been changed. Like, this had to have been changed at some point, because the sheets that I'm using with, like, all this information about, like, ride sequences and stuff, yes, it is out of date. It's very, very out of date, but it's never been this wrong before. And that is frustrating. So, on the cheat sheet for the Zozo, with this very specific sequence arrangement, the base prestige is supposed to be 1,304. Well, with ours, it's 2,001. And it says that the ride price, best ticket price, with no scenery, is $39.12. It says that the ride time is 252 seconds. And then it says that the dollar per second of ride time is $5.175. 5.175. Which is blatantly wrong if only 8 people can ride on this ride at one time. Like, just the math alone doesn't check out if only 8 can ride on the ride at any given point in time. So I think this ride has changed since launch. It may have, at one point, accepted more than 4 people on each side, on each section. I've attracted 600 guests. Oh boy. We have done a thing. But anyway, enough of that. Roller coasters. And research. I'm not doing any research right now. So some of the shorter rides would actually make sense for something along these lines. What is this, and what is along these lines? This is a type of roller coaster designed to go up and forward, sort of like a, well, we'll see with the blueprints, but there are roller coasters that sort of just pull you up one side and drop you through the station to some other part of the ride that's relatively short, and then you fall back down and come back in. And they are very short experiences, but very high ratings most of the time. Just these, like, and there's also launched versions that just throw you up high until you hit the top, and then you fall back down and go back. You're relatively short. But I might have to just design something from scratch. And with $32,000, I may as well. We have 20 minutes to design a roller coaster. What do I have access to? I guess is the ultimate question here. We don't have, like, a Wild Mouse type setup. Which would be good for some of these with low speed requirements. Let's go with something that can invert. Gosh, I would like to do the design of these in another mode, in Sandbox, but oh well. Also, set the lighting to day. I made 10 grand that month. Huzzah. Okay. What will be the point of this ride? What is the objective? I want this first easy coaster requirement. So it's very, very simple. 5 excitement, more than 4 fear. Okay, more than 4. We cannot be longer than 750 meters. And we are supposed to avoid inversions on this particular one. This one I think we'll just start with our chain lift. Straight up. To there. Standard track. Immediately start a little bit of a drop. And then more of a drop. Start testing this. Ah, gosh. Keep the... I want to start a turn. Whee! There you go. No. Just getting bumpy. And I will adjust all of these hills manually. As we go. Cancel. Just go straight a couple more times and then bank it a bit. Okay. Simple. Just as long as the G-forces work out. And need to do it again. Great. Okay, we are 6 excitement, 3.67 fear, and 2.29 nausea. With no inversions, obviously. So we need to increase the fear. How long are we? 373 meters. Okay. We need to increase fear. My gosh, I am not used to being in a scenario where I have to now increase fear Previous run. Let me see. That's good. Fear. That's actually really nice to see right there. Yes. Bigger initial drop. Bigger initial drop, and then this will come down a little bit. Keep that test going. The bigger initial drop will increase fear, ideally. Come on, keep your test going. Do the test. Or did you not finish? Ooh. There you go. You have finished. It increased fear a little bit. But not enough. Question is, why is it average so low? Maybe it just needs to be longer. Let's make this a bigger dip, and we can smooth it a little bit. Security is unhappy. Oh noes. Speaking of which, some time has passed. The staff... The staff genuinely wants to be paid massively. You shall be happy. What was the default? 225? I mean, I guess with a park that's earning as much money as this park will make, it is useful. Or it is viable. Show me... Huh? Verges. Okay. More fear, huh? Well, have I got a drop for you? Ahem. That will increase fear. Are we too high on our Gs? Please tell me we're too high on our Gs. Please. Please tell me. Oh my god. What? Hold up. So you're telling me that this ride, at least 5 excitement, at least 4 fear, is less than 750 meters, has fewer than 3 inversions, aka 0, would meet the easy requirement for our first coaster here. Well, color me shocked. And it's cheap, too! Okay, so that means that I get to place an entrance, I get to place an exit. Oh, I did find, by the way, I complained about this a few streams ago. Under custom coasters, when you click on the thing, I complained about not being able to set the type of station when you place the thing. Actually, literally right behind my head is this button right here. This button right here lets you pick the type of station that you want before plopping. So there it is, right there. You get to pick the station right there. Oh boy, that's actually raised pretty high. Longer? You know, this entire time I have not used priority thingies. Maybe I should. Oh. Yeah. That's the main downside of something like this. Because it's so short, it doesn't matter how exciting it is. If you're all green, you're still going to have really low prestige and can charge very little for it. It is a very fast ride time because it is short, but yeah, 47.3 seconds. You get less than a minute on this ride at well, 4 times 6 people. So you get 24 people on this ride, more than, well, in less than a minute, paying you however much we can charge for it. Now, this number will increase because I am, of course, going to invest immensely in getting the ride scenery rating raised. And adding the trigger sequences and all of that. Okay, so that should be the queue scenery done. I will add in the triggers. Another reminder that having trigger sequences on your ride enables the ride to achieve a track rating, or a scenery rating, track scenery rating right there. It's the difference between being able to be high and very high on this scenery rating. You need to have at least 2 triggers triggering something on the ride for it to count as very high. You can hit the scenery points that you need to be very high, but it won't give it to you until you have those triggers. So, speaking of which, there's a few buildings here that cost immense amounts of money. We have a promenade. Promenade! Ah, from the Oak Pier. Right. The promenade has restrooms and first aid in the scenario. But this is just the shell. Huh? No? So, if I were to plop that right there, what would happen exactly to this ride? Do your cycle. That was a lot of money to spend all at once. Do your cycle right quick. High. Immediately to high. And, you know, just close to double the prestige. Okay, so you'll get a clock tower. Do another cycle. Please say very high. Please say very high. You need more? Enjoy. More. Very high. There you go. Which means our prestige is now 891. And for this ride that takes less than a minute, for 24 people, we can charge $26. We can charge $26.73, but we can charge $26 times 24 people divided by the ride time of 47.4 seconds is $13.16 per second of ride time. Now, that's what I call pretty good. I need another ATM. Or two. Because there's a line at that ATM. Yo, buddy. Do you, Oh god, I didn't do the thing. Hold up. I placed shops and I didn't actually do the thing. Oh, goodness me. That's a lot of lost revenue. Revenue not gained is revenue lost. Hold up. You still made a, N less than income. Your workload is actually normal? Interesting. Oh, you I set. You I didn't, for whatever reason. Alright. I need another pip shot. More smoothie action. Get rid of that angle snap. You. Vendor. How much you paid? $2.25. You're getting paid $2.40 now. Oh, boy, look at all the people. Look at all the people. Ready to ride this ride. Now, what? Oh, it needs to make 1,000. It needs to make $1,000. That's all it needs to do is just profit $1,000 in a month.
We'll let it run
and make its profit. It has almost paid for itself already. It has paid for itself. This ride is earning money over its build cost. Yep. Yeah. That's really nice. That's really nice. What's the current value of profit that it's made thus far this month? I don't know. There's nothing currently keeping track. Staff list. High workload. Who's not so happy? Get paid more to be happy. Bronze objective complete. We made $7,566 in profit on this ride. In a month. So, yeah, that's ride 1 of 6. We've almost hit the guest requirement already. I think that this deserves to be a blueprint of, small yet effective. I love money. There you go. Stuffs. With that, we have reached the end of the stream for the day, folks. We have completed King Coaster with custom roller coasters that I built myself and did not resort to using the Steam Workshop. I did spend the time and made them myself. And we made it through the first scenario, Miss Elly's Diner, of this set, and now we are on our second scenario in the set, which is requiring us to build 6 different roller coasters, which is going to be an interesting time, an interesting experience as we earn infinite cash, ideally. And yeah, we'll be working on additional roller coasters. I think the idea behind this scenario is that we will be designing these roller coasters to fit this scenario. So I will not off-screen these, ideally, and hopefully we will, in fact, finish this next stream. That's the hope. It does take a while to design roller coasters to meet the designs, but none of them seem to be quite as difficult as the third coaster, or the final design in King Coaster scenario. That one was awful. These seem reasonable. So with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shobot. If you enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushobot if you are so inclined and able. I, of course, will be back with Factorio's C Block tomorrow, and we'll be back with more Planet Coaster on Wednesday. I hope to see you all on the next one.